Hey guys, so today I'm going to be going over our Mythic, the Eye of the Jailor kill. Like usual, I'm not going to be explaining all the mechanics of the fight, but more of how we chose to deal with the mechanics of the fight. So the first decision you're going to have to make is how many healers do you want to run? We chose to do 4 healers, and I think that is the more common strat for this boss. I do see some 5 heal comps do this, and I think to make this choice, you have to ask yourself the question: what strength do you want to play to? You either play to your DPS strength, and if your DPS core is really solid, I think you can get away with 5 healing it. If your healing core is really solid, I think you can get away with 4 healing it. The other kind of variance in strat I see is one strat, the one that we chose to do, is we split the raid in half, right? So it'll be, groups 1 and 2 go left, groups 3 and 4 go right, and you swap sides minus the tank. The other strat that is done is you do one tank, one healer on one side, then the rest of the raid on the other side, and then when the ad gets low, you swap to the other side. I think splitting up 10 and 10 is the easier way to do things, but once again, just play to what you think your comp's best at.
Like, one of the best things we can do for this fight is good pool placement from the beginning, and pushing the boss to seconds that adds at the correct time.
Yeah, so there I mentioned that I think the best things that you can do, and one of the things that you should really kind of drill on traders' minds, is pool placement from the beginning. It's not necessarily something that you have to big brain, but just be consistent about placing the pools on the edges. And then I think the push timing on this boss is very, very important to do at the right times, particularly the second time you push the boss, which you'll see.
Ready for chains?
So we had all the chains always go to orange, and then the slows, there's no area for them. We just had them kind of fuck off.
Are we going left?
Tank wise, what we
In
decided
last
to
phase,
do,
how many stacks do you want from the ad before I tell him?
and I kind of talk about it here, is what we decided to do for the beginning of the phase is I would mostly tank the boss. The other tank would take the boss to get the debuff, then I'd take it right back, and then he just took all the ads in this phase. And in the last phase, I would tank like a tank debuff, and then I'd grab the ad. He'd take the tank debuff, then we'd swap the ad and the boss at the same time.
Let's just taunt, like, swap on boss things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the other things that I really told our raiders is like I generally don't want people what I call doing cute shit, which is try to dodge the beam. Just use the chain. It's never worth a death.
Your chains. Don't watch your feet.
And we'd also always try to have Aurora Wind Rush for the chains that we'd have to soak.
Just focus this ad right on boss damage. Just go left.
So for almost every push timing we did, we were head on boss damage. So the way that we did cooldowns was you hold all 3s, you can let 2s and pots go on pull, and then every CD set outside of that is saved for the ads. So the second time your 2s come up, you're just holding it for the ads. The second time your 3s come up, you're holding for the ads. This boss is kind of one that you're going to have to hold DPS on and really, just focus on pushing at the right time, which is having the ad close to death, but also beating the next chains. So the first time you push the boss, you should do about 2 ads. That's what we did. I think that's like super standard.
Just add.
So I'm calling out ad. I do think we pushed like 4 or 5 seconds too fast here, but it's not a big deal. The other thing is you want 2s to be coming up like more towards the beginning of these ads.
Raid damage in 5. You want to swap.
So when we chose to swap ads with this, it's kind of really convenient timing. What you want to do is you can see the weak aura, it's going to be the death gaze. You want to be in a damage reduction spell for this death gaze, and then you want to swap. Ideally, every player swaps sides before they get to the 5th stack. What this makes is A, way less raid by damage, and then B, it makes it way less likely players are going to run into a different player with a different debuff and wipe the raid, right? So the way that raids will wipe is 8 out of the 9 players are going to go over at 4 stacks, and then one player is going to get 5 stacks, go into the raid, and like not realize he got the 5th stack from here, you know, and he's going to kind of fuck the other people with, you know, the old stack. But 4 is like the perfect number to swap on, and then you want to try to be on the other side before you get the 5th application of the previous ad. And tanking wise, it gets really scary here. But I call for an extra like almost every single time we swap.
Swap. Red stubs. Great damage. 5, 20. So just a bad.
Swap.
So in terms of finishing off the ads, you're doing all. You want to kill both ads within 8 seconds of each other, but the big thing that you have to beat is the Death Gaze cast, right? So you get the second one, that's fine. If you get this third Death Gaze cast, you're probably going to wipe, which we're not even close to getting it this time.
Or 12.
So you can hear us communicating back and forth about the ads.
6. No, good. Good, just don't kill each other.
Yeah, you have to be really careful going back into the group. You don't want to kill each other. And the push timing, in my mind, is this on this boss. And I do see some variance here. We decided just to play it really fucking slow, because why not, right? We do 3 ads and then we push in this phase. The previous phase, we did 2. I've seen guilds do only 2 ads in this phase and then push. Like, that's totally fine. But I think it's way easier to execute just to play things slow.
Very for chains. Watch your feet. Make sure Tubbs got rebuffed. Alright, you're on the ad. So we go on the left this time.
So almost every ad set you would just want to focus the ad down in this phase. And we even stopped using 2-minute CDs in this phase.
Remember not to use your 2s.
Yeah, so you're the call out.
You rest back in 20. Get out with the slows.
Yeah, so we lost a player. I don't even know to what. And this chains player plays really bad. Like, players get in this habit of, after going along the chain, to then plant, especially if they're a ranged player. What will happen is they will be planting outside of the raid, they get chains, and they're not going to be able to make it to the designated soak spot in time. Luckily, one of our priests is a gamer and gripped them over into the correct spot, so they're able to soak.
Alright, you're on the ad.
Thank you for the
crack. In 5, you do it after the movement.
So you can see the boss is already low, right? It's 42%, it phases at 33.3, and you want to do all your push timings around these casts, right? The chains and the slows. I think we could have easily just pushed the boss here. You can just kind of cleave onto the abductor, but that's not what we decided to do, right? So we play this and just saying things slow.
Watch your feet. Very for chains. And start chilling on bosses. Just chill.
Yeah, so I call it a kind of chill on boss.
Watch your feet. Good, just add.
So basically what's going to happen is we're going to do the chain link, we're all going to get back to the middle, and then we're going to push the boss. And since we held our 2s, we didn't use 3s on boss, like everything's up for this phase.
Get to the middle. Alright, let's push. Perfect push timing there, guys.
Mythic
Or you
is
can
all
drop
the way
moves on
back.
top of each other if there's no raid damage on them.
Go for raid damage in 5. Swap.
Or we can go.
So we call a swap, and you can see most players are able to get out of this range before they get the 5th. You can watch the Shaman here. He's going to get to 5 stacks, and he's really scared because he got to 5 stacks.
Just paint 7 revenue double.
The other thing is what I kind of started doing is I started slowly kiting the ad back towards this wall, and what that would do is all the players that come over, it's really inefficient to make them run over to me, but like the time it takes them to run from this chain over to me, it pretty much guarantees that all of their stacks are going to drop, so there's no way that they can kill like myself or the raid.
Now it's a long walk for you guys.
We need to chill. We're at 15.
Just a little bit. Just a babby bit. We're at 15.
So you hear the call from, I think it was our mage on their side saying we need to chill. Like they're a little bit more far ahead than we are on our ad. The timer, the only timer we're up against right now is killing them within 8 seconds of each other, right? Like we're guaranteed to get this second death gaze. That's fine. That's planned. Like we have the AMZ barrier. We really just need to beat this next death gaze at 25 seconds. So plenty of time to do that.
For
Okay, so
5.
stop. Range.
It's fucking quick. Players start to panic, right? But it's really easy to 10% in 8 seconds.
Coming over.
They do a really good job stopping on their side, though. And the other kind of annoying thing from tanking this ad, it could be like really hard to move the ad, especially since it does so many casts. You can see it kind of cucks the melee here, but whatever.
Trying to move out of shit.
We're finishing ours up now.
Perfect. Perfect. Just don't kill each other. Move again. Yeah, last 2 pots.
So we'd save pots
You
this
looked at
phase.
the
We
pot.
lost this phase. And this phase is just a complete burn. It's really hard to stay ahead healing wise.
Good, just go
We get
chain
the stacking minus 10% heal
Go out
debuff.
the laser. Go out the laser.
This chain player, I kind of make a bad call. There's two mechanics that happen. There's like the laser, and then there's also the chain. I say get out with the laser, and which is the desolation beam, and that player just panics and gets out with the chain.
Grip those players.
So I say grip those players. It should have been a better call from my end. Yeah, it was my fault that they panicked.
Not even looking at this up.
So you just start ignoring the ad. I fuck up my taunt here. I should have taunted this ad, but I didn't.
And if you guys need to rip a personal here, you do. So anytime you're like sub 50, just fucking rip one.
So you can see we start getting to like very high stacks of this minus heal. Like I'm already very far behind, right? Like this is not good. I should have been way more aggressive with my self heals before getting to like minus 50% heal.
Wooden can innervate double.
Stack back up in the middle. Scout the subs. Get to the chain. Start pushing.
I need you to take the ad.
What I did, sorry. And everyone personal. Reds, not reds, it's fine.
You see, right? Minus 90% heal. It's
Focus.
the last phase is a complete burn. If you're struggling last phase, maybe you can take some CDs off of the ads. But I think the key to this fight, especially with the strat, is realistically just doing the movement, having players get used to it, kind of drilling into players' heads, watching their debuff, watching the raids debuffs, making sure they don't wipe each other by running to someone with the opposite debuff. Cool. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I stream all of our prog on Twitch, so you guys can follow me on Twitch. It'll be in the description. All right. Thank you.